Okay. Protozoa, everybody, protozoa unicellular, whereas helminths are multicellular. So, helminths are further classified into three types. Cystodes, everybody, cystodes, trematodes, nematodes. Everybody. Multicellular organisms, multicellular parasites are called nematodes. Everybody. Multicellular parasites are called nematodes. Multicellular parasites are called nematodes. Multicellular parasites are called nematodes. They are classified into three types. How many types? Hold like this. How many types? Three. First one is cystodes. First one is cystodes. They are tapeworms. There are tapeworms. First one is cystodes. Cystodes are tapeworms. Cystodes are tapeworms. Cystodes are. Where do you tape? Where do you tape? You don't use tape, huh? Commonly, where tape is used? Huh? For measurement. Good. Now, trematodes are leaf-like worms. Trematodes are leaf-like worms. And nematodes are round worms. Repeat. Recite with me. Cystodes are tapeworms. Cystodes are tapeworms. Trematodes are leaf-like worm. And nematodes are round worms. Rem- nematodes are nematodes are round worms. Now coming to the protozoans, the first parasite is entamoeba. Entamoeba histolytica. Man get infected by consumption of food and water. By consumption of food and water which contains cotton nuclear cyst of entamoeba histolytica, which contains cotton nuclear cyst of the entamoeba histolytica. Cotton nuclear cyst of the entamoeba histolytica. Cotton nuclear cyst of the entamoeba histolytica. So once it passes the stomach, nothing will happen. And in this time, existation occurs. 8 amoebulae which transform into trophozoites. They come in the descending colon and sigmoid colon, and they give rise to flask-shaped ulcers. Flask-shaped ulcers. They give rise to flask-shaped ulcer, and through the portal veins they uh, go to liver, and liver they cause liver abscess. In the liver they cause liver abscess. In the liver they cause liver abscess. From liver they go to lungs, they cause lung abscess. Through the blood they can go to any organ. They can cause brain abscess, can abscess in the kidney, perinephric abscess, kidney abscess, subphrenic abscess below the diaphragm. Direct from the skin, the from the intestine go to the skin and can give rise to amoeboma beneath the skin. So, very important things you should remember is you should demonstrate in the stool either amoeba which is motile with pseudopodia or quadrinucleate cyst. We do iodine preparation, we demonstrate cyst and the trophozoite in the. What is the definition of diarrhea? Diarrhea definition. Diarrhea, diarrhea definition. There is a definite definition for diarrhea. Hold like this. 3 times the normal frequency. Passing the loose time, 3 times the normal. What is your frequency every day? How many times you go to toilet? Huh? Only once, huh? If something, second time comes, what you will hold it, huh? And then, okay. What is the difference between diarrhea and dysentery? Dysentery is simply when loose stool contains mucus and blood. Mucus and blood. It causes amoebic dysentery and flask-shaped ulcer in the intestine. It can go to liver, liver abscess, lung abscess, brain abscess, kidney abscess, wherever it is. Okay. Next parasite is Giardia lamblia. Giardia lamblia, man get infected by the consumption of cyst. Pico-oral root. It is present in duodenum and jejunum. It is present in the duodenum and jejunum. It gives rise to steatorrhea, malabsorption of the fat, malabsorption of the fat. So it gives rise to, and laboratory diagnosis is done by demonstration of cyst or trophozoite in stool. Demonstration of parasite or trophozoite and cyst in the stool. The third one is Trichomonas vaginalis. Trichomonas vaginalis. Trichomonas. It's only sexually transmitted parasitic disease. Everybody, it's only sexually transmitted parasitic disease. There is no cyst in this. Only trophozoites are. So when you come across a case of vaginitis or urethritis, male and female, sexually transmitted, whole sexual partner should be treated. Whole sexual partners. This is the laboratory. It gives rise to urethritis and vaginitis, and treatment is done for the both partners. Both partners. The laboratory diagnosis demonstration of trophozoite, no cyst. Next parasite in this is Trypanosoma brucei. Trypanosoma brucei. It gives rise to sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness. Man get infected by the bite of tsetse fly. What fly? Tsetse fly. Man get infected by the bite of everybody. Trypanosoma brucei. Trypanosoma brucei. Man get infected by the bite of tsetse fly. By the bite of tsetse fly. By the bite of tsetse fly. Next is, these are not common in India. This is all in South Africa and all those things. Trypanosoma cruzi. It gives rise to Chagas disease. Chagas disease. It gives rise to Chagas disease. It gives rise to Chagas disease. Man get infected by Rudvid bug. Man get infected by the rootweed bug. Man get infected by the rootweed bug. Next is malaria. Malaria gets the name from mal air, bad air, mal air or bad air. There are five Plasmodium species that gives rise to malaria. Plasmodium vivax, ovale, falciparum, malaria, and novolaceae. Okay, all three are torsion, and the malaria is cotton. Novolaceae is 24 hours every day. Everybody repeat with me. There are five Plasmodium which gives rise to malaria. How many? Five. Plasmodium ovale, vivax, falciparum, malariae, and novolaceae. Ovale, falciparum, and vivax gives rise to torsion. Fever with chills and rigor once in, hold like this, 3 days. Once in 3 days. Malaria once in 4 days. Novolaceae every day. Novolaceae every day. So man get infected by the female Anopheles mosquito. Man get infected by female Anopheles mosquito. The infective forms are sporozoid. Infective forms are sporozoid, and they go to liver. They multiply and come to the RBCs, and you see early ring forms, then trophozoid, and schizoids. When schizoid big enough, they burst the RBCs, giving rise to fever cells. Some of them get converted into gametocytes, male gametocytes and female gametocyte. Male gametocyte, female gametocytes. It is called falciparum because they are sickle shaped or banana shaped, like this. Okay. The falciparum is very dangerous. It gives rise to, because schizophrenia takes place in the brain and the kidney. It gives rise to cerebral malaria, and black water fever. It gives rise to cerebral malaria and black water fever. It gives rise to cerebral malaria and black water fever. It gives rise to cerebral malaria and black water fever. And there is no recurrence in the falciparum, whereas other three, they go to the liver, go back, the merozoites go back to the liver, and they lie there as hypnozoids. And there is going to be recurrent malaria. In falciparum, there is no recurrence, but it is very dangerous because it invades both young and old RBCs and causes. So it gives rise to anemia, hepatosplenomegaly, and black water fever and cerebral malaria. Diagnosis is done by demonstration of various forms of ring form, trophozoids, schizoids, gametocytes in the peripheral smear by using GIMSA stain. A special stain is used, acridine orange, that is quantitative buffer, QBC. look for the quantitative bubble layer, and the capillaries are coated with acridine orange. And you center it in, you see the uh, quantitative buffer layer and look for the malarial parasite which fluoresce. Okay. Now moving on to the next parasite in this is Leishmania donwani. Leishmania donwani. These are the people's name. It gives rise to Kala Azar. It gives rise to Kala Azar. Because skin becomes reticular endothelial system of the skin infected, they become pigmented and they become black. They become pigmented and they back. Man get infected with the bite of sand fly, Phlebotomus argentipus. Phlebotomus argentipus. They go to the all macrophages reticular endothelial system, hepatosplenomegaly, various things happen, and man get infected by the bite of sandfly. Mastigote, promastigote is infected from, and they get transformed into mastigote form. They are seen as LD bodies. And peripheral smear you have to do and look for the LD bodies in the monocytes and macrophages, reticular endothelial cells. Treatment is artesunate compound. Okay. Next parasite in the group, in this group is Ballinidium coli. It is pig's parasite. Man get accidentally infected. Life cycle is also called similar to that of Entamoeba stultica. It gives rise to ballantiasis, that is dysentery. Peak oral route. Cyst is the infective form. Cyst is the infective form. Next is the toxoplasmosis. Man get infected, especially if it occurs in the pregnancy. It gives rise to congenital toxoplasmosis. They are present in the oocysts are present in the cat's feces. So it gives rise to deafness, blindness, mental retardation if it occurs in the first trimester of the pregnancy. Mental. Uh, so next is free living amoeba. They are present in the swimming pool. If you take a bath, they directly go to the Naegleria acanthamoeba. Naegleria and acanthamoeba. They directly invade the nasal through inhalation. They go to brain and causes primary meningoencephalitis. They give rise to primary meningoencephalitis. They give rise to primary meningoencephalitis. Next, some of the parasitic infection that occurs in HIV patient. Pneumocystis carinii. They give rise to pneumonia. Isospora belli. Isospora cryptosporidium. They give rise to diarrhea in immunocompromised patient HIV. So these are all the worms that you have to study in protozoal. And now coming to the Tapeworms. Tapeworm. There is a beef tapeworm. There is a pork tapeworm. Beef tapeworm is called as Tinea saginata. Beef tapeworm is called as Tinea saginata. Beef tapeworm, everybody. Beef tapeworm is called as Tinea saginata. Pork tapeworm is called as Tinea solium. Pork tapeworm is called as Tinea solium. Then dog tapeworm, Echinococcus granulosus. Echinococcus granulosus. There is a fish tapeworm, which is called as Diphyllobothrum latum. Diphyllobothrium latum. Fish tapeworm, which is called as hold like this, double-headed, Diphyllobothrium latum. Fish tapeworm is called as diphyllobothrium. There is a rat tapeworm. It is called Hemelepis nana. Hemelepis nana. Hemelepis nana. There is a dwarf tapeworm. It is called as Hemelepis diminuta. Hemelepis diminuta. Hemelepis diminuta. Hemelepis diminuta. So this pork and dog tapeworm, man get infected by eating beef and pork, partially cooked or uncooked beef and pork. Beef and pork, okay, uncooked or partially cooked. So they are in the intestine. They give rise to abdominal discomfort, sometimes obstruction of the intestine. Most dangerous is Tinea solium. Even here it acts as an intermediate host. The larval stage, Cysticercus cellulose. Everybody, Cysticercus cellulose. Cysticercus cellulose. So it goes to the brain and it causes neurocysticercosis. It causes neurocysticercosis. It causes neurocysticercosis. It gives rise to convulsions, seizures. It goes to the brain. How it goes to the brain? One is auto-infection without washing hand if you eat food, and salads, and sometimes how to differentiate male and female tapeworm? How to differentiate size, shape, then what else? Length. Then idiots, they are all unisexual, Ardhanari Natishwara. Hermaphrodites. There is no female and male tapeworms. Both sexes are present in the same worm. Sit down. They are hermaphrodites. Both sexes are present in the same worm. There is no female tapeworm and male tapeworm. Went on the same size, length, and all. Okay. It gives rise to neurocysticercosis. Neurocysticercosis. Okay. And dog tapeworm, you should remember, it gives rise to dead end host. Man is a dead end host. There is no man to man. It gives rise to hydrated cyst. It gives rise to hydrated cyst in the liver. Hydrated cyst in the liver. And it's done by, this is very often asked in your examination, Cassini's test. Cassini's test. It's an intradermal test. It's given injected intradermally and flexor surface of the forearm. There is a development of erythema more than 6 centimeters. Redness, erythema. more than 6 centimeters, it's an immediate hypersensitivity reaction. Unlike tuberculin, which is delayed hypersensitivity reaction, it's an immediate hypersensitivity reaction. Immediate hypersensitivity reaction. Immediate hypersensitivity reaction. Immediate hypersensitivity reaction. It's an immediate hypersensitivity reaction. So all this are done by the eggs are bile stained. They are like coin, and there are three pairs of foculates, and there is a oncosphere. They are bile stained eggs. Three pairs of foculates, and this is oncosphere. Three pairs of foculates, there is a oncosphere. Three pairs of foculates, there is an oncosphere. Three pairs of foculates. How many worms you had? One beef tapeworm, Tinea saginata, Tinea soleum. Beef tapeworm is Tinea saginata. Pork tapeworm is Tinea soleum. Third one is dog tapeworm. Man get infected by eating or eating food and drinking water which is contaminated with dog's feces, which contains eggs. So man is a dead end host. It goes to the liver and causes hydrated cyst. Hydrated cyst is diagnosed by Castanis test. It's an intradermal test injected into forearm. 6 centimeters of erythema, redness, is diagnostic of Echinococcus granulosus. Then fish tapeworm, Diphyllobothrium datum. It is a very unique. It has got two intermediate hosts. First intermediate host is snail. Second intermediate host is fish. Man get infected by eating fish. And this is again rat tapeworm and dwarf tapeworm. Both are man get infected by consumption of egg, contaminate rat feces or uh, feces of the rat. Okay, dwarf tapeworm. So there are 6 tapeworms you should remember. How many? 6. Okay, good. Then moving on to the, they are very rare in India. That's why we don't study extensively their life cycle and the various morphological characters and all those things. Trematodes, the Cystosoma hematobium, Mansoni, Cystosoma japonicum, Fasciola hepatica, Fasciolopsis busci, Clonarchy sinensis, Clonarchy sinensis, Paragonismus westermani. Paragonismus westermani. If you are a medical graduate, I would have told you this is one of the organisms which gives rise to painless terminal hematuria. Painless terminal hematuria, because this egg are found in the vesical venous plexus, and it is so common in South Africa. People have taken it granted that it's a counterpart of the uh, menstrual cycle in human being. Men menses every month, how females have occurs and uses to painless terminal hematuria. So these are the parasites: Cystosome hematobium, Cystosome mansoni japonicum, facial hepatica, facial obusci, clonarchy sinuses, Paragonus westermani. This is a lung worm, lung trematode. Okay, so you remember this. Just and man get infected by Sarcaria. Sarcaria. If you remember this, you're done with it. Okay. Now moving on to the A roundworm. They are called nematodes. They are called nematodes. They are called nematodes. What they are called? Nematodes. So there are intestinal nematodes which are present in the intestine, and there are visceral lymph nodes other than the in the tissues, subcutaneous tissues, lymphatics, and all those things. So intestinal and extra-intestinal, visceral tissue. So intestinal nematodes, remember with yeast, okay. First one is Enterobius vermicularis. First one is Enterobius vermicularis. It is called as pinworm, seatworm, threadworm. Everybody, pinworm, penworm, seatworm, threadworm. It is common in children. It's common in children. It is oviviviparous. The moment eggs comes out, it hatches into the worm. So, if you consider this as a child, okay, and most commonly it is a auto-infection. Auto-infection. Eggs are passed. Child scratches the anal without washing the hand, puts it to the mouth. Auto-infection. And in females, it migrates to the urethra. It causes nocturnal enuresis. Urination in the night. Nocturnal enuresis. And eggs are plano-convex. Plano-convex, non-bile stain. Bile stain look brown in color, non-bile stain look colorless, brown shade, non-bile stain. Okay. So to take the swab, because their eggs are stuck to the anal region, use NIH swab. It's got a cellophane tape. It is called NIH swab. NIH stands for National Institute of Health. NIH swab stands for National Institute of Health. NIH swab stands for National Institute of Health. Next is Ascaris lumbricoides. Ascaris lumbricoides. This is called roundworm. This is called a roundworm. Roundworm. So man get infected. It is again fecal-oral route by consumption of egg. There are two types of egg. One is non-bile stained, bile stained. Both are bile stained. One is unfertilized, which is elliptical in shape. Another is round embryonated egg with lamination. Okay, both are bile stained. If you see only unfertilized egg in the feces, if you see only unfertilized egg in the feces, you come to the conclusion there is no male worm for the fertilization. There is no male worm and only unfertilized egg comes out in the stool. So what happens? Development takes place in this, the uh, soil. Man get infected by the embryonated egg, and it goes to the intestine. The egg goes to the intestine. From it goes to the lungs. and creeps up the trachea, comes back to the esophagus and comes back to the intestine. Life cycle is not very simple. So first take to the intestine, go back to the lungs, comes back to the intestine, and where male and female adult worm develops. Male and female. Again, it is present in the intestine, gives rise to abdominal discomfort, malnutrition, and other things. That's a ascaris lumbricoides. Next is two hookworms, ankylostoma duodenale and Necator americanus. Ankylostoma duodenale, Necator americanus, one more hookworm that is called Strongyloides stercularis. Strongyloides stercularis. Three hookworms. How many? They are hold like this. Anterior end is bent like a hook. Hook. Hold like this, everybody. Hook. Anterior end is bent like a. Where else you see hooks? Where? Where will you see hooks? Where? निकालो पर्दा निकाल पर्दा हटाओ. Where else? Hanger, huh? Hanger is like this. It's not hook. The anterior is bent in the form of hook. So it is called hookworm. So man get infected by walking barefoot on fecally contaminated soil. Man get infected by walking barefoot on fecally contaminated soil. Filariform larva pierces the skin and goes to the venous circulation, goes to the lung. And comes back to the intestine where they develop into male and female adult worm. In the intestine, they suck the blood. What they do? They suck the blood and give rise to microcytic hypochromic anemia. They give rise to microcytic hypochromic anemia. Microcytic hypochromic anemia. They give rise to microcytic hypochromic anemia. Microcytic hypochromic anemia. Microcytic anemia. Microcytic hypochromic anemia. Microcytic anemia. So eggs are non-bile stained and there are floor blastomeres. There are how many? Four blastomeres. There are how many? Four blastomeres. Four blastomeres. So this is non-bile stain. This is non-bile stain. This is bile stain. One is unfertilized, another is fertilized. Next is Trichuris trichura. Trichuris, everybody. Trichuris trichura. Trichuris trichura. This is called whipworm. What it is called? Whipworm. You have seen whip? What is whip? चाबुक. कहाँ इस्तेमाल होता है चाबुक? विलन बोलता है जाके चाबुक लेके आओ, चाबुक से इसको चाबुक से मारेंगे. घोड़ा गाड़ी चाबुक Tabuk. Yes, I think you are not even born. I think. Dilip Kumar's very famous song. Not heard. मांग लिया साथ तुम्हारा मैंने मांग लिया संसार मांग लिया साथ तुम्हारा. You see, in YouTube it's available. Okay, very nice song. I used to sing in college days. Okay, now. दिल मिला दिलदार मिला जीने का सामान मिला. Okay, this is again man get infected by fecal-oral route, eggs, and eggs are barrel shaped with mucus plug at both ends. Mucus plug at both ends. Eggs are barrel shaped with mucus plug at both ends. So, Weilstein's eggs are Tinea, Saginata, and Solium. Then Trichuris trichura, and Ascaris lumbricoides. Non-Weilsteins are Ankylostoma duodenale and Enterobius vermiculus. Last one is Trichinella spiralis. It is called as Trichina worm. Again, it is this is called Trichina worm. It is again by consumption of measly pork and partially cooked pork, and it gets encysted in the muscle mass. Again, it is a fecal-oral route. It is by the fecal-oral. Now we go on to the extraintestinal nematodes. They are called as visceral nematodes. So they are, remember, with this LBW, loa, not low. In one of the posts read during MD, they are written as ola. Question was asked, she has written everywhere ola. Ola, you know what is ola? Huh? Ola and Uber, you don't know? Cabs. Bruggia Malai. Then Uchreria Bancrofti. This gives rise to blindness because it goes to the eye and causes blindness. This gives rise to filariasis. Other worms are also there, but they are not studied in detail. Onchocerca volvulus, Monsonella ozardi, Streptocerca, all these things are there. You need not to study in details. For that, you have to study MD microbiology. Okay. Now, very important is filariasis. Filariasis, it goes to the Uchreria bankruptcy. Okay. It's a filarial worm. It gives rise to filariasis. The man get infected by the bite of Culex fatigans. Infective form is L3 larva and goes to the lymphatics and lymph node. They are small lymphatics. Lymphatics and lymph node, they get occluded. There is no outflow inflow through the lymphatics. They do not drain and get fibrosed and lot of accumulation of lymph. They get infected, lymphadenitis, lymphangitis, giving rise to swollen neck, and it is called as elephantiasis. Looks like an elephant egg. It is called as elephantiasis. Sometimes these lymph channels break into the scrotum and gives rise to chyluria. They give rise to chyluria. Milky urine, chyluria. Milk like urine, chyluria. So lymphangitis, lymphadenitis, and swollen leg elephantiasis. Laboratory diagnosis done uh, by demonstration of the adult forms are found in the lymphatics and lymph node. In peripheral smear, there is something called microfilaria, which is a sheathed microfilaria comes out, but it is nocturnal in habitat. Nocturnal in habitat. It only comes during the night. Nocturnal in habitat only comes during the night. Nocturnal in habitat only comes. So you have to go at 12 o'clock and take the peripheral smear and stain with Giemsa stain and look for the microfilaria. And sometimes it will not come out when you suspect strongly. The drug of choice to the treatment is hetrazan, or the generic name is diethyl carbamazine. You give diethyl carbamazine. It is called hetrazan provocation test. It is called as hetrazan provocation test. Then afterwards you take the peripheral smear and examine. Okay. So in fact, in coastal areas, Andhra has got next largest coastal area next to Gujarat. It is present in all coastal area. Okay. In Karnataka, we have also coastal area in Mangalore. It's very common. Filariasis is very common. The last parasite in the parasitology is Dracunculus medinensis. Dracunculus medinensis. It is also called as guinea worm. The largest medinensis. Dracunculus medinensis. And it is also called as guinea worm. Only female worms they have seen, male worm they have not seen. It is a subcutaneous tissue. It comes out to the surface only when it is exposed to the water. It comes to the surface when it gets comes in surface to the water, and it gives rise to swelling of the leg, and they get infected. So it is the intermediate host is cyclops. Man get infected when he drinks water containing cyclops. When he drinks water with cyclops, and there are in villages there are thread removers. I mean worm removers. And they put uh, the nicely they remove with the help of stick. Go on removing it. Otherwise, if they get stuck, it gives rise to a lot of infections and other cellulitis and other. So that's an end of parasitology in nutshell. So any questions, any doubts you have? What is this? How many tapeworms are there? 6. Tinea saginata solvum, what man get infected with what? Go with Entamoeba histolytica. How man get infected? Entamoeba histolytica, first parasite, protozoan parasite. How man get infected? By remove your this thing. Bite. Bite of what? Sit. Very good. Fecal-oral route, consumption of nucleases. Continue the life cycle. What happens next? So it goes to this, passes stomach without alteration in the intestine. Hold like this. Existation occurs. And they, 8, 4 into, they'll divide into 8 amoebulae are released, and they get transformed to trophozoite and gives rise to trophozoites. Next, in intestine, what havoc they create in the intestine? Intestine, what they will do? Amoeba. It is called entamoeba because it's present in the entron. It's amoeba, motile with pseudopodia. And histolytica because histolysin. It lyses the tissue. That's why it is called histolytica. Okay. In the intestine, what they do? It causes amoebic dysentery, passing of the loose stool, and it eats away the tissue and hold like this. They give rise to flask-shaped ulcer. They give rise to flask-shaped ulcer. Diagnosis. How do you diagnose entamoeba histolytica? OA. OA only come in helminths. It is not, you have to do stool examination. There is two preparation. In one, this is cover slip. One you have to do iodine preparation, and in another you have to do saline preparation. Saline preparation is done for looking for cysts in which you see nuclei, chromatin bar and glycogen mass. So cysts are better appreciated in the iodine preparation. Saline, you can differentiate between bile stained and non-bile stained. Next, what is your name? Huh? Om Sai. Rana Jashwant. Very good. Sit down. Huh? Soumya. Savanti. Shravanti. Huh? Lohita. Lohit is a male name, no? You are not Lohita. Next, sit down. Huh? Kirti. Kirti is also male name. Okay. Chalo, next. Huh? Kavita. Huh? Sushila. Kushala. Kushila. Banu. Akasha. Anusha. Rohit Sharma. Indian captain. You are Sharma also. Huh? Rohit Yadav. What is the name? You got garden, huh? Bageshwar. Harish. Raman. Next, who was the next? Next. So, in the intestine, they give rise to flask-shaped ulcer. From intestine, where they go? From the intestine through portal vein, they go to liver. They go to liver and cause liver abscess. Next, how do you describe liver abscess of entamoeba histolytica? What's your name? Just now I said Kavita. Kavita is poem, no? Chal. Lohita, Kirti, Kavita. What is your name? Kushala. Kushala. What is the meaning of Kushala? Always Kush. Kushala. Kushi should be there. No? कभी खुशी कभी गम. चलो. Anchovy sauce. When you aspirate the liver abscess, it is a chocolate colored. It is chocolate colored. It is called as anchovy sauce. Next, sit down. Giardia lamblia. Sit down. Please sit down. Giardia lamblia. Anusha, sit down. Not trematodes. We are still in protozoa. We are still in protozoa. Where the Giardia lamblia, how man get infected? Giardia lamblia. Recall. What is the infective form? No, whenever you are writing a parasite, no, you can have a flow chart in the house until the examination. When is your examination? February. Okay. One is name of the parasite, okay, and what it causes. Infestation. It is called infestation. Third one is route of infection, and fourth is infective form. Infective form. Habitat of the parasite. Definitive host and intermediate host. Life cycle. A. Pathogenesis and clinical manifestation. Lab diagnosis. Treatment. Prophylaxis. Make a flow chart of this. 10 points, small cards. Every day just flip it around. Or you have a calendar in your room. Instead of calendar, you put this as a flow chart. See, student, how you should read? What is your timetable from morning to evening? At what time you get up? You are Suryavanshi or Chandravanshi? You don't know. Wake up? You are Suryavanshi. The people who get up after the sunrise are called Suryavanshi. The people who get up before sunrise are called Chandravanshi. Okay? Become Chandravanshi. Why? You ask? Why I ask you? Hey, stand up. I am standing here for 1.5 hours. I am 67. Why you should become Chandramaushi, not Suryamaushi? What is the advantage of early? If you rise, there are several advantages. It is amply proved that if you get up early in the morning, from 5 to 7, whatever you like, you do. Painting, music, dance, story writing, whatever, listening to the music, nanga ghumo, kuch bhi karo. Enjoy the life. And if make a timetable, every day you should make a timetable. What you are going to do today? You have a task. What is your goal in the life? Remove the mask. What is you should have a dream and a goal in your life. What is your dream and goal? You want to become, but then why you joined physiotherapy? You should have gone from academy. You could have practiced cricket. You can't become both. You have to concentrate. Sachin Tendulkar or Dhoni are not BPT. They are not doctors also. You become only physiotherapist treating cricketer. That you can have dream of that. You can have a sports medicine. Physiotherapists are required in orthopedician, specialize in sports medicine. Okay, what is your dream and goal? So your ambition should be like it should be derived. Either you want to become famous, something great, popularity. Number two, make rich. And third one is how to become rich quickly. What is the shortcut to become rich? But not this thing. Stealing somebody's money and becoming rich. That is all shortcuts. Okay. Giardia lamblia, how man get infected? Infective form. Sit down. Next. Rohit Sharma. Infective form is cyst. Next. Bageshwar. Huh? What is that? Cyst I told no. Habitat. Habitat of the parasite. Harish, no? Anish. Okay. Anish. Next. What is your name? Raman. DJ. Remember, what is DJ? Long form of DJ, commonly used DJ. Duodenum genus. But DJ is commonly used for what? Jockey. What jockey? D for what? Dance jockey, yeah? Donkey jockey. All of you sit down. So what it causes important. It causes what next? It causes what? It is in the intestine, no? Duodenum, jejunum. It causes malabsorption of fat. Steatoria, malabsorption of fat. Okay. Next, sit down. Trichomonas vaginalis, infective form. Sexual transmission, infective form. Next, sexually transmitted parasitic disease. Okay. Trophozoite. There is no cyst. Okay. Next, trypanosoma brucei. How man get infected? What is the vector? What it causes? Brucei. Brucei causes sleeping sickness. Next, what is the vector? Sleeping sickness. Tsetse fly. TSC, tsetse fly. Next, sit down. Chagas disease. What is the infective form? Chagas disease. Rudwit bug. What? Rudwit bug. Next, what are the plasmodium that causes? There are 5. Vivax. Vivax, oval, falciparum, malariae. So, can you make any mnemonic out of this? Oval, Vivax, falciparum, malariae, no less. No man get infected. Malaria. What mosquito? Why not male? Rohit Sharma. Female mosquito needs human blood for laying eggs. Necessity is mother of invention. Other example, necessity is mother of copying is important to pass examination. Am I correct? ये निकलो पर्दा क्या लगा के बैठे हो निकलो become mask free even if you get covid no you fight against it and become it's called herd immunity so you make that virus weak all youngsters you should fight and get rid of covid so all celebrations are going on marriages sports so many things are going on you have seen anybody wearing mask is it compulsory somebody said you should wear mask or something like that So continue the life cycle of malarial parasite. Man get infected by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. What is the infective form? Sporozoites. Okay. There are two stations in the human being. First station and second station in human being. First station is no. First station is the liver. They go to hepatocytes. They multiply there. Liver becomes big, and by the pressure, the spleen also because there is a hepatosplenomegaly. From there, thousands of merozoites are released. In the RBCs, there is early link forms, trophozoites and schizoids. Some of them get transformed to male gametocytes and female gametocytes. It is called schizogony. What it is called? Schizogony. Bursting of RBC is called as chirogony. And combination of male and female gametocyte, which is called occurs in mosquito, it is called syngamy. It is called syngamy. Schizogony and syngamy. Schizogony and syngamy. Schizogony, syngamy. Okay. So male and female Ramanan, male and female gametocytes are sucked up by the mosquito during meal. In the gut, they meet male and female side. They form zygote. Zygote is transformed into oocyst. Oocyst pierces the stomach wall, comes out in the extraperitoneal area. They convert it into ookinete. It forms ookinete, comes out of the stomach and extraperitoneal space. They form oocyst. Oocyst burst and releases sporozoites. They migrate to the salivary gland. Again, when it bites, it gives rise to malaria. Okay. How to diagnose malaria? We have to look for the peripheral smear. We have to make thick and thin smear. Thick for the identification of parasite, whereas thin for the identified species of the parasite. Okay. Beef tapeworm is called as pork tapeworm, dog tapeworm. How man get infected? Huh? Eating dog? No. Walking barefoot is hookworms. Fish tapeworm is by consumption of eggs. When you fondle the dog, there will be eggs present in the feces of the dog. Without washing your hand, if you eat food, go to the intestine. From there, they go to the liver and causes hydrated cyst. What is Cassini's test? Cassini's test. It's an intradermal test. 0.1 ml of hydrated antigen is injected. Flexor surface of the forearm. Intermediate hypersensitivity reaction. Redness more than 6 centimeters. Okay. Diphyllobothrium latum. Diphyllobothrium latum. Fish tapeworm. It has got two intermediate hosts. First is snail, second is fish. Okay. Sit down. Ankylostomata duodenale, Strongyloides circularis, Eketer americanus, hookworms. Hold like this. How man get infected? Hookworm. Man get infected. How man get infected? Kushala. Bolo. Man get infected by walking barefoot. Remove. You do not understand what I just told you. Man get infected by walking barefoot on fecally contaminated soil. So what do you do to prevent? Prevention, how you do? Wear slippers. 70% of Indian population are still barefooted. They can't afford footwears. So, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, providing toilet to every house. So, when you become a flourishing physiotherapist, donate one toilet to underprivileged and poor people in this country. That is something great donation to the underprivileged. So, after only one gesture of our mitro, bhaiyo or bhano, one gesture of Prime Minister has solved so many problems. Okay, so still people are very fond of open air defecation and micturition. They don't like to use toilets. You know why? Still, the people are fond of open air defecation and micturition. Any reason for that? People like to urinate and defecate in the open air. Why? He's thinking so much. What is there to think so much? What is there to think so much? You feel like using toilet or open air must लगता है हमें. You enjoy, I mean. So ओपन एयर में गाना गाते लगे मस्त मस्त रहता है ना. And still people go, sit down, please sit down. Still people go to the ground and there will be some Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha. Heavy discussion goes on in between the people. They are assembly and mini assembly there. While doing defecation, they converse each other. So best way is to provide toilet to everybody. Defecation free India. Open air defecation should be banned. So invest in cleanliness. So all, as far as possible, don't, what you are looking? Dirty there, huh? No. So as far as possible, don't throw any trash on the roadside. I see a lot of students after eating whatever, they just throw like that wherever they want. Please keep the campus clean, uh, free from trash and other things. Wherever you use a dustbin, wherever it is. Toilets, wherever they are, you use it. That's better. Okay. And maintain yourself very clean. Take bath every day. Put some perfume after shave. Why everybody wants to become cricketer, right? Do not shave and this thing and all this. You should shave every day nicely. Put some after shave. Put some perfume. X perfume. All girls will come around and dance. So put some nice makeup and all this. Don't become like Pushpa. Act. That is only good for reels, not for real life. You know? That will not happen in real life. That's only in movies. Ascaris lumbricoides. How man get infected? Ascariasis. Ascariasis. Ascariasis, roundworm. How man get infected? Eggs. There are two types of egg: unfertilized and fertilized egg. Man get infected by the consumption of eggs. In the intestine, they do not develop into adult female and develop. They go to lung and come back to intestine. They develop. Trichuris trichura. Trichuris trichura. It is whipworm. It is a barrel-shaped egg with mucus plug at both ends. Life cycle is not completed to go to the intestine and give rise to abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, and all those. Trichinella spiralis. Sit down. Pork. By consumption of pork, partially cooked, uncooked. Uchireria bankrupti. How man get infected? Uchireria bankrupti. Filariasis. How man get infected? Filariasis. Uchireria bankrupti, loa loa, Burgia malai, Onchocerca volulus, Streptocerca, loa loa. So with this background, if you read parasitology, it's a basic framework. Okay. So when you look at the question paper, you will know what to read and where to read. With this background. Like that, we'll have a class on virology, bacteriology, immunology, and general bacteriology, sterilization, disinfection, culture media, antigen antibody reaction, immune system, tolerance, transplant, HLA antigen. You know what is HLA antigen? Very important nowadays. HLA antigens. How many HLA antigens are there? Where they are present HLA antigen? What is the importance of HLA antigen? What are monoclonal antibodies? Heard of this monoclonal antibodies? What is the structure of antibodies? Stand like this. Stand like this. A pair of this is a pair of heavy chain. A pair of this is light chain. Pair of heavy chain. Pair of light chain held together by James Bond. Disulfide. That is the structure of immuno. We'll talk to in revision classes. Thank you very much for patient hearing.